I'm drawn to do this video in light of the sexual abuse scandal in Pennsylvania and sexual abuse harassment in general. First off, as a person who has been sexually abused and having a dear loved one who was raped, this has been a very triggering 2 weeks, and I express my sympathies to everyone who has been a victim of any form of abuse. I debated about bringing up something so personal. Then I read Jesus' parable today of the master who gave talents to his servants to invest. And I didn't want to be that last servant who did nothing. My experience is something that has formed me as a person, husband, father, artist, and youth worker. I don't want to be the one who buries that experience and does nothing. We've had enough of that. What I have to say is a little scripted, but it's because I want to get it right. So one of the things that has really irked me is the political agenda scrambling I've seen on the left and the right in the Catholic Church, particularly folks saying the solution to ending sexual abuse by priests in the Catholic Church is rooting out gay men in the priesthood or allowing priests to be married. Neither of these is a solution and demonstrates just how ignorant we are in general to the demographic of those who sexually abuse children. So I'm going to bring to the table the knowledge base of my own experience and the 12 years of professional development I've had in child abuse prevention as a classroom teacher and youth worker. So first off, pedophilia is a psychiatric disorder. Abusers are male on a 10-to-1 ratio. Men are typically over 30 years of age and emotionally stunted. They have difficulty relating to their own age group and show an interest in childhood activities. Dr. Nicholas Groth, a researcher on adult male offenders, found that men who abuse boys see the boy as a projection of themselves. Scientific and case management studies have shown that most child molesters are heterosexual. Abuse is about power and control and is not anchored by sexual orientation. Jean Gable, a researcher in the field of sexual violence for over 25 years, found that 80% of men who molest boys identified as heterosexual or bisexual, and most were married with children of their own. So rooting out gay priests or allowing them to marry is not going to stop child sexual abuse by priests in the Catholic Church. There is a duality in an abuser. There's a public and a secret life that's mired in an addictive shame cycle that acts out sexually in a fanciful construct totally separate from reality. Our society has a systemic problem with sexual abuse towards adults and children in every sector. It's in corporations, we've seen it in Hollywood, schools, organizations, and religions. So what's the cause? Well, it's complex, but because everyone is different. In some cases, it may be biological factors. There are links to parent-child attachment injuries, neglect, physical abuse, emotional abuse, and sexual abuse. 35 to 40% of those who abuse were abused themselves. All of these can emotionally stunt a person and condition self-loathing and powerlessness, things that, if not addressed early on, with counseling, can turn a victim into a predator. In the case of those who are sexually abused, some studies have shown that it's 1 out of 10. In general, unhealthy sexual compulsions start off small, are kept secret, and follow a cycle of addiction. Many start with pornography. Addicts develop a tolerance of more socially acceptable forms of acting out and progress to deeper and darker forms. So, what do we do? Well, first off, we talk to our children about their bodies, teach them that they're the boss of it and what to watch out for. We report abuse, and we make sure we're following through. We make sure all victims receive good, affordable treatment as quickly as possible. And we work on our own compulsions. Sexual addiction compulsion is the most difficult psychological disorder to treat. For severe cases, the approach that has the most success is a combination of therapy and 12-step programs for sexual addiction. My understanding of all this actually is a reason that I can stay Catholic. The disease of sexual abuse is not caused by being a priest any more than it is caused by being a coach for Penn State. Predators position themselves in organizations that give them an advantage. The sad part of all this is that we let them position themselves. We didn't watch out for the helpless. We suspected something and second-guessed ourselves. We kept secrets. But for me, that has nothing to do with my belief in Jesus and the religion I find to have the best take on its teachings. I don't know if this is going to go anywhere, but that's my take in the last 2 weeks. God bless.